Africa is a continent of incredible diversity, culture, and history. But when we talk about power, which country truly holds the title of the strongest in Africa? Is it measured by military might, economic wealth, or cultural influence? The answer is far more complex than you might think. From the grandeur of ancient kingdoms to the rise of modern powerhouses, this is a story of power, resilience, and influence that rarely gets told. So, get ready to explore the untold story of Africa's strongest country. To understand modern power, we have to journey back in time. Long before today's borders were drawn, Africa was home to empires whose strength was legendary. Think of the Kingdom of Mali, led by Mansa Musa, who controlled so much gold that his pilgrimage to Mecca literally changed the economy of every city he passed through. His empire's wealth, built on gold and salt, was unparalleled. Further west, the Songhai Empire rose to prominence, controlling vital trade routes along the mighty Niger River. Its cities, like Timbuktu and Gao, were not just commercial hubs but also centers of learning and culture, attracting scholars from all over the world. Then there was the Ashanti Empire in what is now modern-day Ghana. They were known for their sophisticated political structure and powerful armies, which allowed them to build a vast empire and fiercely resist European colonization for decades. Their strength wasn't just in numbers, but in strategy and unity. And we can't forget Ethiopia in the east, a kingdom with a history stretching back millennia. In 1896, at the Battle of Adwa, Ethiopia achieved a stunning victory against invading Italian forces. This wasn't just a battle. It was a powerful declaration of African sovereignty and military capability at a time when much of the continent was falling under colonial rule. These historical powers show us that African strength has deep, resilient roots. The arrival of European imperialism in the 19th century dramatically reshaped the continent. Borders were redrawn without regard for existing cultures or kingdoms, and many powerful African states were dismantled or absorbed into colonial territories. But this era was also defined by incredible resistance. In southern Africa, the Zulu kingdom, under the brilliant military strategist Shaka Zulu, forged a formidable fighting force that fiercely resisted British expansion. Their discipline and innovative tactics became legendary, proving that African societies would not be easily conquered. Even before the major colonial scramble, African leaders were building and defending their empires with incredible skill. Take Queen Amina of Zazzau, in what is now Nigeria. A legendary warrior queen from the 16th century, she expanded her territory, built fortified walls around her cities, and dominated regional trade. Her leadership demonstrates that African strength was strategic, organized, and enduring, long before European contact became a defining factor. This resistance, whether through military confrontation or political maneuvering, is a crucial part of the story. It shows that strength isn't just about the size of an army or the amount of gold. It's about the will to survive, adapt, and preserve one's identity against overwhelming odds. So, how do we measure strength today? In the 21st century, power is a complex mix of economic muscle, military capability, and global influence. Several nations emerge as top contenders. Nigeria, often called the Giant of Africa, has the continent's largest population, with over 220 million people. It also boasts the largest economy, driven by oil, agriculture, and a rapidly growing tech sector. And let's not forget its immense cultural power. Nollywood is the second largest film industry in the world, and Nigerian music is dominating global charts. This soft power gives it a unique and far-reaching influence. Then there's Egypt, a nation whose power is rooted in its ancient historical legacy and strategic geography. With one of the most powerful militaries on the continent and control over the Suez Canal, a vital artery for global trade, Egypt plays a critical role in both regional and international politics. Its influence extends across the Middle East and North Africa, making it a major diplomatic player. And we can't overlook South Africa. As the most industrialized economy in Africa, it has advanced infrastructure and a highly developed financial sector. Despite its internal challenges, South Africa remains a key political and economic force, often leading conversations on continental development and governance. While the debate over which nation is truly the strongest continues, these countries clearly represent the modern face of African power, each building on centuries of history to shape the future. Ultimately, defining the strongest country in Africa reveals a much deeper truth. Strength is more than just armies or economies. It's about culture, resilience, innovation, and influence. The legacy of ancient kingdoms like Mali, Songhai, and Ethiopia isn't just a history lesson. It lives on in modern Africa. The trade routes they established have evolved into modern economic corridors. The political structures they created have influenced contemporary forms of governance, and the cultural pride they fostered continues to inspire artists, entrepreneurs, and leaders today. The spirit of resistance shown by figures like Shaka Zulu and Queen Amina is reflected in the modern drive for self-sufficiency and Pan-African unity. Today's African nations are not just competing on the global stage. They are leveraging their rich history and diverse cultures to define their own paths to success. From tech hubs in Lagos to renewable energy projects in Kenya, the continent is a hotbed of innovation. The story of Africa's strength is not about a single winner, but about a collective rise, fueled by a legacy of greatness that has endured for centuries. Africa's story is one of incredible strength, brilliant strategy, and unwavering survival. From Mansa Musa's legendary wealth to Nigeria's booming economy and cultural dominance, the continent has always been a powerhouse, even when the world wasn't watching. The narrative is shifting, and Africa is rightfully claiming its place on the global stage. If this untold history matters to you, and you want to see more stories they don't teach in school, make sure to subscribe and like this video. It helps us bring more of these important narratives to light. Now I want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. Which African country do you think is the strongest today, and why? Thanks for watching.